India has been a hub of spices. Although spices are used all over the world, not many countries produce them. Thus, for the same reason, the entire world looks at India for their spices needs. With the advent of globalization, importance of foreign trade is greater than ever before, and export of spices from India assumes greater significance. Spices Board India, a government body, plays a significant role in the promotion of spices exports. All spice exporters in India need a certificate of registration as exporter of spices issued from Spices Board India before they can commence operations.
Hi, I'm Vishal Jalan. It's part of a fourth generation business family from Calcutta, which was a pioneer in the jute industry since year 1900. And then we later branched out into a number of industries, including industrial gases, heavy machinery, power generation components. But spices, I never knew I would be here one day.
Spices Board India issues licenses only to traders and dealers of cardamom for trade and auction. The first is the dealer license, which is required for trading in both large and small cardamom in India. The second type of license is the auctioneer license, which is required to conduct auctions in both large and small cardamom in India. There is a certificate of registration as exporter of spices, or CRES. This enables export from the country. There are two types of exporters that fall under the category of CRES. Merchant exporter, who buy spices and spice products and export them in their original packages. Manufacturer exporter, who deal in export activity by taking care of every step right from the sourcing of raw materials to operations like processing, value addition, and packaging. For this category of exporter, they should obtain a certificate from the District Industry Department stating the date of commencement of spice processing and the manufacturing capacity. Based on the copy of such a certificate submitted with the application, the Spices Board India inspects the existing infrastructure before issuing the license. Let us see the procedures and steps of becoming a spice exporter in India. The very first step would be to acquire an Importer-Exporter Code from the nearest office of the Director General of Foreign Trade. Number 2, you need to obtain a demand draft from a nationalized or scheduled bank towards the registration fee. The draft may be drawn in favor of Secretary, Spices Board, payable at Ernakulam. There is a provision to pay online as well. Number 3, create a valid email ID. Number 4, log in to Spices Board website www.indianspices.com and go to the exporter registration section and follow the instructions to complete the application procedure. Number 5, take the system-generated printout, sign it, and forward it to the nearest regional office of the Spices Board India. You need to provide a confidential report from the bank in the prescribed format. You need a self-attested copy of Importer-Exporter Code, self-attested copy of PAN card, and a self-attested copy of the VAT registration. If you don't have the same, then you need to give a declaration to the effect that the registration is only for export purposes and that the company is not involved in any domestic trading activity. Self-attested copies of partnership deed or memorandum and articles of association or trust deed as the case may be. Self-attested copy of entrepreneurship memorandum Part 1 and Part 2 in case you are a manufacturer exporter of spices, you need 2 passport-size color photos of the CEO or the designated officer of your firm. After these procedures, Spices Board India will send the certificate by speed post and subsequently an ID card also by post. Details of this dispatch will be available online in the application status. To be successful in one's career, the prospective exporter should ensure and maintain quality at every step. Spices Board India has implemented mandatory sampling of certain spices and spice products exported from India. Once the export consignment is ready, the exporter needs to inform the board online for sampling of the consignment for traces of aflatoxin, Sudan, pesticides, etc., as the case may be. Circulars in this regard are hosted on the board's website. For distinctly identifying and encouraging exporters with high-end processing facilities, the board has introduced Spice House certification. Manufacturer exporters with HACCP accreditation and who can ensure qualitative and hygienic processing of spices are given the recognition of Spice House certification. The board also provides financial assistance to the exporters to adopt high-tech processing facilities and advanced systems for processing, testing, and packaging of spices. This ensures food safety and quality in the international market for increased value realization. The journey ahead is replete with hard work, and it needs meticulous planning and execution for the upliftment of the Indian spice industry. Spices Board India recognizes the mettle of exporters in the supply chain and is committed to lend a helping hand to the Indian agronomy and export.